words to mingle together, cross together, so no, that's okay.
Okay, so Andy, I go over to the States each year to work in Cambridge, Massachusetts as songwriter in residence with the Science Festival. And one of the things I do while I'm there is I go around the elementary schools in the city and I do a lot of science songwriting, several dozen songs each year. And we're putting a little group of those, about half a dozen of those together as a little medley, ones that relate to life and water. And one of them is about crustaceans. And the kids, really little kids, taught me something I didn't know, which is that there are land-based crustaceans, including what they call pill bugs and what we call...
it's the woodlice.
Woodlice.
The woodlouse that
yeah,
on the land.
yeah, and all those, also those irritating little things that I thought were insects that jump around on the beach, which are called sandhoppers. Yeah, apparently they are. But obviously you don't have those because it's a national marine aquarium, but you've got some crustaceans here for us to have a look at.
So yes, here in the aquarium we've got a few crustaceans from all around the world, our local seas all the way to the tropical waters of the Great Barrier Reef. And crustaceans, when you look at them as a group, they are basically your lobsters, or crabs, your shrimps, prawns, but even down to things such as barnacles you find stuck on a rock. And the basic of a crustacean is that they have got an external skeleton. So humans, mammals, and lots of other animals around the world all have their skeletons inside of their body.
Yeah.
But when you're looking at the crustaceans, they've actually got it on the outside, an exoskeleton. And this is fantastic armour, protection for them all, but there is a slight problem. That when they're growing up, they're inside of that skeleton, they're getting bigger and bigger, and eventually they're getting squashed.
Yeah.
And there isn't enough room for them. So what they have to do is go through a process we call molting, where they actually get rid of their old skeleton, they molt it, leave it behind, and they grow a brand new, bigger skeleton that is far more roomier, that they can carry on growing.
But I guess that's quite wasteful in terms of energy. It grows a lot of energy to grow a new skeleton.
It does take energy, but within the aquarium, if we've ever had a lobster, for example, which has molted, we will leave that exoskeleton in there because the lobster will actually feed off the skeleton and take out all of the materials there they can use to recycle them. So, although there is obviously going to be a bit of energy, so the waste is there, they do make sure they can recycle as much as possible.
Wow.
So everything we've got in front of us just here, these animals, there is a good chance they are still actually in the aquarium. This is just the leftover skeleton that they sort of have left behind. So even when going to the beach, going rock crawling, seeing animals, I've done it when I was younger, and I see lots of school kids doing it, picking up crab shell and they're, oh, dead crab, oh, dead lobster. Now, yes, it could be, but there's also a good chance it's just the leftover skeleton from a crab or lobster.
Okay. So what have we got here then?
So we've got a mixture of animals from around the seas just here. Just here we have got the common lobster that we do get in our local seas. And it does tend to have this purplish bluey colour to it. A lot of people when they think of this lobster will think of it being red because it is a lobster that we can eat. But it isn't actually until the cooking has happened that it actually turns red. They start off life actually being this purpley blue colour. Then another that we have from our local seas, the sort of the spiny lobster, and you can see why when you look at it. The entire shell here covered in extremely sharp, pointy spines that do act as protection. But it's not just the lobsters that we get. We also do get the crabs. So just here we have got the top what we call carapace of the edible crab. Named because it is edible, but also quite often known as pasty crab, because you can see with the side of the shape just here, it does look just like a pasty. Now, while working here, doing a lot of work with school children, school groups, one of my absolute favourite facts to sort of say about is to do with lobsters. Because lobsters are able to communicate to each other. Right. And it's not through talking, it's not through sounds. Sometimes I have been asked if it's through email or text. No. I've been asked if it's the antennae clicking. It's none of this. It's actually far more disgusting. And what lobsters do to talk to each other is they wee into each other's faces. It is absolutely disgusting, but if they want to say hello to another lobster, if they want to tell one to get out of their cave, if they want to tell a girl lobster how attractive and beautiful she is, they will wee into their face. Wow. They do this out of their own face. They have extra holes on their face and they will wee out of their face into another lobster's face.
I've learned something new today.
Charming.
Yeah, delightful. And what's this young person
And this
here?
just here is a horseshoe crab.
Right.
Strangely enough, more closely related to a spider, but they are remarkable animals, almost prehistoric, and do have the slightly funny thing that occasionally they'll be climbing up rocks, they may just fall onto their back. But thanks to this long tail at the back, they can almost self-right themselves to flip themselves back around.
Okay.
But again, you can see why they're called the horseshoe crab, with that lovely.
And they grow around locally here?
These actually tend to be more tropical waters.
Okay.
So there's sort of subtropical, tropical waters, perhaps around the Great Barrier Reef, that you'll find them moving about.
Right. But so are they still crustaceans? Even though,
They do come under the crustacean group, yes.
even though they're closely related to spiders?
So they've got that close relation there to spiders, but they do
Right.
still fall into the crustaceans.
Okay. And this little bluey thing here?
And this here is the end of a tail. The rest of the body has kind of come off during the molting process. This is a tail from a painted spiny lobster. So similar name to our local version, but this again will be found more in tropical waters. And when you see the whole body, it's given that name because it does have this lovely painted pattern all over it.
That's amazing. Great.
There we are.
That's the crustaceans.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andy.